Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift. We are coming off the Raw After Mania. What a show. No shortage of things to talk about. There is a lot to cover here. This will be a long video. First up, there will be no person in the chat room winning the Savage line of the night. That goes to Kurt Angle for saying, my tag team division is full, but I hear TNA is hiring. Yes, that is correct. Kurt Angle mentioned TNA on WWE Monday Night Raw. That blew my mind. That was perhaps the highlight of a very loaded show. And things should be staying hot because next week we have the 2018 Superstar Shakeup. And then in about 2.5 weeks, we have the Greatest Royal Rumble with something like 7 title matches. And then we have Backlash in early May. Things will be staying hot, it looks like, at least for another month or two. Awesome show, Monday Night Raw. Definitely the most noteworthy Raw of the year. And this year, I feel like this might have been the best night after WrestleMania edition of Raw. It was a loaded show from start to finish. We had NXT debuts, we had returns from injuries, and we had some good wrestling on this show. A very fast-paced, fun episode of Raw. It's too bad we cannot get this every single week. But of course, you cannot debut people every week. You cannot have returns. It was just such a fun show, though. Great atmosphere. The crowd was awesome. Let's go ahead and break down this show. So Raw kicked off with Stephanie McMahon. She brought out Ronda Rousey, and basically it was a recreation of the night after WrestleMania 14, the opening segment. If you remember that, it was Vince coming out and saying he wanted to make amends with Steve Austin. They hit it off wrong, and together the two of them could have great success as a duo. This is the same thing that happened on Raw tonight. Stephanie was trying to get on Ronda's good side. And like 1998, Austin hit McMahon with the stunner. So here, Rousey put the armbar on Stephanie again and maybe broke her arm, I'm not sure, or just severely injured it, whatever WWE wants to say. We got a troll in the chat room. Pink Punk Rock, what a terrible... Yeah. If you thought Raw was terrible, then I think you need to have your head examined. I will say I was more entertained by Raw than WrestleMania. And that seems to be a trend here, with a few exceptions. Actually, I think the weakest Raw after WrestleMania, since it really became a thing, was the night after WrestleMania 31, which was, of course, the one I went to. Figures. That one was just a disappointing show, and I remember WWE had to heavily edit the crowd chants. The crowd did chant a lot of profanity on this show, and it still went through. WWE did not try to edit it out. And the show was so entertaining and fast-paced that the crowd never really got restless and bored with it. So the opening segment, Ronda Rousey took out Stephanie McMahon, Stone Cold Ronda Rousey. Forget about Rowdy Ronda Rousey. She's now Stone Cold Ronda Rousey. That was the opening segment. We had Ember Moon, the first of several NXT debuts on this show. She teamed up with the new Raw Women's Champion, Nia Jax, against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Ken, terminated by Google, left a $2 super chat donation. Thank you for bringing up my Lombardi comment from last week. No problem, man. Thank you for your super chat and tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all, by the way, for watching live. I appreciate your viewership. Last night broke records here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. 1,500 people watched live. Jared Holmes just sent in a $2 super chat donation. Where was Big Cass? Great question. It's possible WWE will save him until the Superstar shakeup. I mean, this was such a loaded show that I felt like maybe there was even too much on this show happening. So I think if Big Cass had shown up, it would have not had as much impact. You know, if WWE waits a week until the Superstar shakeup and then brings him back, I think it'll be given a little bit more attention. Aaron Joel just left a $2 super chat donation. Will WWE get the premium version on the network? I'm not sure what the premium version is, what you're specifying with that question. William Losh, $1.99 super chat donation. WrestleMania did not matter. Saudi Arabia matters. And he's acting like that's a quote from WWE. David Allen left a $2 super chat donation. Night classes canceled equals no DQ live. Well, right on. Thank you very much for tuning in. Travis W. says, I don't think Cass is going to Raw. Let's go back to Ember Moon. Ember Moon showed up, and she's got the star power. She definitely has a great look. I like her entrance music. She just has that star presence to her, and I feel like she's going to be a big deal on this show. I enjoyed it. Nice debut for Ember Moon. We had Braun Strowman and Nicholas give up the tag team titles. I think we all expected this. Aaron Joel just left another $2 super chat donation. Raw and SmackDown being live. And now I missed the first part of his question. Okay, will WWE get the premium version on the network of Raw and SmackDown live? I'm not sure what the premium version of Raw and SmackDown is. I still don't understand that question. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe somebody in the chat room can help me. A premium version of Raw and SmackDown. What would that be? I guess you're saying would WWE put the whole thing on the network? They do, but it's like a month delay. I think that's what you're trying to say. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what you mean by a premium version of Raw and SmackDown. It's not going to be live on the network because WWE has an exclusive deal with USA Network for the first run programming. So it's not going to happen. Dustin left a $2 super chat donation. Any returns saved for SmackDown? Question mark. And then TNA hiring? Question mark. That is a great question. I think we could see 1 or 2 appearances on SmackDown Live. I don't think we're going to see like 3 or 4, but I think we could see 1 or 2 potentially. And I don't know about any TNA hirings. Anybody that does get hired from TNA/Impact Wrestling will most likely go to NXT, and I think that even includes James Storm. So we'll see. We'll see if they bring in maybe Andrade Cien Almas, maybe Drew McIntyre, maybe Sanity. Eric Young could show up on SmackDown as a possibility. I could see that, perhaps. So the tag team titles are now vacant. Vacant just dominates the scene. Vacant has been winning titles left and right. I figured this would happen with Nicholas, that this was just going to be a gag and the titles would be vacated. Strowman's not going to be in the tag team division. They set up a Kurt Angle mini tournament, and he called it some other name. I'm not sure what it was, but they had a series of matches on this show, and next week it's going to be the final of this little mini tournament. The 2 teams that won were the Revival. They beat Anderson and Gallows, and then the other match, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt defeated Titus Worldwide. So next week it's the Revival versus Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. The winning team will face the Bar for the vacant tag team titles. Tag Team Eliminator Challenge is what it's called. Thank you for that, Hot Wheels 84. Virtue is here. Virtue was at Raw. He says he loved Raw. Congrats, Virtue, on getting to experience a great show. Oh, speaking of possible names for SmackDown, maybe Tommaso Ciampa, maybe Johnny Gargano. Well, Johnny Gargano is reinstated in NXT, so it could be Ciampa. The Robo Buck just left a $2 super chat donation. Vacant for NoDQ Hall of Fame and inducted by Jexy. Yeah, I don't know about that one. So, like I said, we got the tag team match set for the Greatest Royal Rumble, the tag team title match. And my feeling is it will be Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt against the Bar. That's what makes sense to me, at least. I don't think it's going to be the Revival. But after WrestleMania, my predictions were so off. Who knows at this point? For all we know, Revival could end up winning next week. But I sense, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, their storyline's hot right now. I think it's got to be them facing the Bar in Saudi Arabia. So let's move on here. We had No Way Jose, a.k.a. Carlito and Adam Rose put together. You got No Way Jose. It was entertaining. The crowd was into it, but man, I feel like this gimmick is going to die in 6 months. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, guys. But this just feels like it screams mid-card for life at best. We'll see how it goes. I don't think people are going to be that much into it 3 or 4 weeks from now when WWE is in Des Moines, Iowa, or Nashville, Tennessee. I don't think it's going to last that long. Andrew says Adam Rose Part 2. So, No Way Jose won a quick squash match, and that was that. No Way Jose just had a quick dominating match, and it was more about his intro and his posse than anything else. Alex Pershing just left a $2 donation. No way Jose is going to fall flat. Wait a minute. No Way Jose is going to fall flat. I absolutely hated it. There you go. Tom McCarthy left a $2 super chat donation. Just got back from Raw. Who's ready for NoDQ Live? I think we're all ready. We've been doing this. Thank you, Tom, for tuning in. Virtue says, go away, Jose. So Tom and Virtue, let me know how the show was, what you liked, what you didn't like. Let us know in the chat room for everybody watching live. By the way, we're almost at 500 viewers for this live stream. So thank you all for watching live. I really do appreciate it. Let's move on here. We had Mandy Rose versus Sasha Banks. Bayley was out there. There was a miscommunication, and Bayley accidentally hit Sasha. That led to Mandy Rose picking up the win. But then the very emotional moment after the match, and before I get to that, people are throwing me in different directions here. Sam with the $2 super chat donation. Is Nicholas going to NXT to be repackaged? No, he's going back to school. And then maybe in 10, 15 years, somebody's going to get those hands. Anyways, back to Paige. Paige got on the mic and she announced her retirement. This was something that we were expecting for several months when the news came out that WWE was not going to clear her. And tonight it was made official. Paige decided to say farewell in the same building where she made her debut back in 2014, the night after WrestleMania 30. She thanked the fans. The fans were chanting, "This is your house." And Paige said, no matter what, it will always be her house. And, she's got her movie coming out. I think we'll still see Paige doing something, whether it's training or managing or commentary. Maybe she'll do commentary for the next Mae Young Classic. There's a lot of different things she can do, and it's sad. Despite all the things that have happened to her, it's sad to see somebody at a young age be forced out of something that they love doing. And she did bring up Daniel Bryan as a motivation that there's always hope, but of course her injury is different. The neck injury is something that she's probably not going to be able to come back from. But then again, Bryan, people thought he was not coming back, and he did come back. But with the neck injuries, one wrong move and you're paralyzed for life. ZOMG Ruler just left a $2 super chat donation. Paige for SmackDown GM. Hey, that's a good idea. Have a female GM. Why not? WWE is on this women's revolution kick. It gives Paige something to do. She could potentially replace Daniel Bryan as the SmackDown GM. What do you guys think about that? Leave a comment, let me know. So Paige did her retirement speech, and then we had Elias come out. Elias did his song. Of course, the crowd was really into Elias, as you would expect with this crowd. William Losh left a $2 super chat donation. Is Paige Hall of Fame worthy? All right, all you guys in the chat room, say it with me. If Coco Beware can go into the Hall of Fame, anybody can go into the Hall of Fame. Now, back to Elias. The crowd popped huge for Elias. Elias called the fans a bunch of scumbags, and their response was, "We are scumbags." The crowd was just not going to boo this man no matter what he said. And Elias really could not go with the cheap hometown heat because it's fans from all over the world at this Raw. Most of them are not even from New Orleans. It was still a really entertaining segment, though, with Elias. And then we had the big return of Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is back in WWE after over a 10-year absence. No reference of what he was doing all this time. Not even a mentioning of Bellator. They could have said something like he wrestled in TNA, since Kurt Angle mentioned TNA on Raw. But no mention of what Lashley was up to, just saying one of the great athletes to ever step in a WWE ring. It was spoiled earlier today on social media and on NoDQ.com. The production monitors, one of them had the Bobby Lashley graphic, so the whole thing leaked out, but we all pretty much figured Lashley was going to show up tonight. If not at WrestleMania, he would be on Raw. And sure enough, he was there. Lashley took out Elias, and it was short and sweet. As Marquand 1976 says, Lashley wrestled in Florida, Aaron. Florida. Yeah, that was funny that one time. I forgot what occasion it was, but it was said that somebody had come from a Florida promotion, which of course was TNA. I thought that was hilarious. It might have been AJ Styles when he came in. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody out there could fill me in on that. Yes, for those of you that don't remember who Bobby Lashley is, he is the guy that helped shave McMahon's head at WrestleMania with our current Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Donald Trump, from WrestleMania 23. People are asking me, what do I think of Lashley's new theme song? I think it sucks, actually. I miss the old theme song. It's his original theme song from 2005. I love the beginning of the song, and then the beat kicks in. It's just an awesome song. His new song is really generic, so I think they need to change it. I say just go back to his original theme song, 2005. That one was cool. That one got me pumped. I like that old theme song. Or just do something different. This one did not work. Extremely generic. Wasn't a big fan of it. As the Disco Panda says, they got to get rid of everything from Jim Johnson's era. So very good point there, Fire Disco Panda. All right, let's move on here. Let's go to the next segment, which was the Authors of Pain making their WWE debut. The Authors of Pain coming out with Paul Ellering, defeating the team of... Now I'm blanking out. Oh, Heath Slater and Rhino. Yeah, I almost completely forgot the team they faced. Authors of Pain dominated the match, and then they left without Paul Ellering. So it looks like Ellering is not going to be with them anymore. At least he got to show up on Raw to debut them. Could just be Ellering's age, that he's not going to be going on the road and that's why. And also, Vince McMahon is not really a big fan of managers. It sucks. I wish Paul Ellering could be with them on TV every week, but it is what it is, and hopefully the AOP can do fine on their own without a mouthpiece. We'll have to wait and see on that. Next up, we had Roman Reigns coming out. Roman Reigns was all beat up. He cut a promo. He said that Vince never clued him in about Lesnar being re-signed. And then Reigns brought up the greatest Royal Rumble. So at the greatest Brock Lesnar for the Universal title in a steel cage match. Roman was like, you guys are putting me through this, but you put me in there enough times, Lesnar, eventually I'm going to win the title. And at this point, Samoa Joe made his big return. And what a promo by Joe. Joe cut a great promo. Joe is usually spot on with his promos, and tonight was one of his best. Joe was just on fire. He seems focused. He seems ready to get back into the spotlight, get back into the mix. Like I said last night, it sucks he missed WrestleMania, but he's going to be at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He challenged Roman Reigns for Backlash. He's scheduled to face Reigns at live events, including Madison Square Garden later this year. Joe, unless he gets hurt again, should be able to get back into the mix and have a really strong 2018. Joe is great. Braden, you are wrong on this. Joe is awesome. And I've been following Joe since 2000. I saw the first Samoa Joe match when he had bleach blonde hair. That's how far back I go watching Joe in the NoDQ era, way back before the NoDQ era. I mean, the NoDQ era started around 2003. This is going way back. Yeah, guys, I get it. The picture quality's bad, but I can't do anything about it. So we're just going to have to wing it, guys. So no more comments. Let's stick to wrestling here. Anyways, I love Joe's promo, and we'll see where things go with him. It's cool to see him back, and he's in the mix with Roman Reigns. He's in the IC title match, which was weird because Miz challenged Rollins for Backlash for his rematch, but they never mentioned, other than the announcers in the promo video, none of the talent actually mentioned the four-way ladder match, which is set for the upcoming Greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view event. Hold on a second. 1 second, guys. Can I fix this? Maybe not. Hold on. Hey, I'm back. Hopefully I'm back. Let me know if I'm back, guys. Let me know if the video is better now. You guys were complaining about the video quality so much, so I had to try and do something here. Let me know if it's better now. Is it better? Yes or no? I need a yes or no. Better? Yep. Better. Okay, good. Somebody said a little bit. Perfect. You're good. Okay. Back to the review now. Let's hopefully get this done without any more problems. If there's more problems, there's really nothing I can do. You got to blame YouTube. At least it didn't happen last night for the WrestleMania video. I would have been pretty ticked off about that. So, Jeff Hardy made his return. Jeff Hardy came out and he teamed up with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor against The Miz and The Miztourage. That was the main event segment of Raw. There was a backstage segment with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt talking to Jeff Hardy. And then it was actually a really entertaining segment. I thought it was a good one. And then the main event, we had the good guys winning. We had Rollins pinning The Miz, I guess, to set up their IC title match and set up Miz as a contender for the title. Whatever. Match was still entertaining. Afterwards, the Miztourage just got completely beat down. So it makes me wonder if perhaps we're going to see somebody switch over. Maybe no more Miztourage. Maybe Miz goes back to SmackDown in a swerve. Maybe Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel go to SmackDown. I thought it was really interesting. They just totally destroyed both guys with their finishers. Then we had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That's the one match I did not talk about yet. I did mention the TNA line from Kurt Angle earlier. That's what wins the Savage line of the night as far as I'm concerned. So Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens were fighting for a spot on the Raw roster. Really good match, but then it ended with both guys failing to make the 10 count. And because of that, neither guy gets a spot on the main roster. We'll see what happens. I mean, they could show up on SmackDown again and try to get their jobs back. I'm sure this will be a running thing. Somebody said they should go to NXT, which I think is silly. I mean, they could as a way to try and boost NXT maybe, but I don't predict that happening. Then again, I'm not exactly on fire with my predictions lately, but who knows? I would be really surprised. So that was pretty much Raw. I think I covered all the main things, the returns, the debuts, and the matches that have been set up now for Backlash, unless the Superstar shakeup. I guess it doesn't matter. Now that I think about it, Miz and Rollins could still happen because last year there was a Superstar shakeup and the matches that were scheduled stayed intact. So it would just be a match where the winner gets the title on his brand. So that could happen. Miz could go back to SmackDown and he could end up facing Rollins at the pay-per-view. Winner gets the IC title. They could potentially do something like that. Next week, of course, is the Superstar Shakeup. I'm looking forward to it. The Greatest Royal Rumble, which I will be doing live coverage of on NoDQ.com. It's Friday, April 27th, I believe. It's noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is fine for me. Gives me time to get up and get ready. Looking forward to the show. And then, of course, I will be doing NoDQ Live right after the Saudi Arabia show. So Raw this week gets an A. Raw was definitely an A show. It's going to be tough to top it, though. It's unlikely anything will top it this year. Superstar Shakeup hopefully will be a pretty good show. And we'll see some interesting moves. Spike the Big Bad left a $2 super chat donation. KO and Sammy's story is like Heath no job story. Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit similar to that. I could definitely see that comparison. Curtis Butler says, next Monday, my birthday. Well, happy early birthday, Curtis. Virtue, I know you're there. Would you like to call in and give us your live perspective of Monday Night Raw? Let me go ahead and open the Skype app. And if Virtue wants to call in and give me his thoughts on Monday Night Raw. By the way, DJ Whitey just left a $10 super chat donation. Both Rumble winners lost last night, Aaron. When's the last time that happened? That I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not Jeff Meacham. I don't know these trivia facts off the top of my head. Stephen Osborne with a $2 super chat donation. Joe broke out with that awesome promo. Absolutely. Joe has just been on fire, going back to that promo with Paul Heyman. All right, let's get Virtue on here. Virtue, are you there?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Good.
A little bit of feedback.
Hopefully I don't have a bad cell signal.
Yeah, I hear a car.
Yep. Well, let me, what if I put you on speakerphone here? How about, does it sound a little bit better?
Say something?
Hello?
It sounds a little better, I guess.
Yeah, we're on the freeway, so if it sounds bad, don't worry, I can hang for someone to call in.
Okay, so what did you think about Raw? You were there live. What were your favorite parts of the show?
It was good. Elias's promo was unbelievable. I actually liked the Rousey and Stephanie segment at the beginning. A lot of good heat for, bad heat for Stephanie and good heat for Ronda.
Right.
Roman and Joe was interesting because, as you expected, Roman got booed. But you know what? People cannot not respond to him. And I know kayfabe Candy Ass was like, well, look at the match at Mania. People didn't care. I was at Mania last night, and in between trying to do the wave and hitting a beach ball, I looked at people. They still looked back down at the ring like they couldn't ignore it.
Right.
So, but Joe, big pop. People were really into him, and it just shows you that Roman could be a great heel and get baby faces over.
Yeah.
I don't get why they don't do that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. So who got the biggest reaction of the NXT debuts?
Oh, that's a tough one. Ember.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's right. From what I can remember, I think Ember did. People enjoyed seeing her.
Right. Ace Gamer, Ace69 Gamer left a $2 donation. Aaron, why did they put me on timeout for no reason? I have no idea. I'm not paying attention to the chat, so I don't know what you guys are doing in the chat room right now. You'd have to ask Kayfabe.
So did AOP walk away from Ellering? Is that like they're going to go without him now? Was that what you got out of that?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, that they're just going to be off on their own at this point. So how did the crowd react to Bobby Lashley?
They were so into Elias. I mean, that was incredible. That moment with his promo and everything that happened when he had the guitar was probably more impactful, almost as much as the Rousey match at Mania with how loud it was.
Right.
So I think when Lashley came out, people were still in awe of the Elias promo. So I think it helped Lashley out. But I don't know. I wasn't as excited. Like, and when I saw him beat up Elias, I'm like, are you kidding me? Poor Elias.
Well, yeah.
Just a promo gimmick. That's all Elias is right now.
Yeah. Well, at least he's getting TV time, which is something a year ago. I don't know if people thought he was even going to get that much TV time to begin with.
Oh, people popped big for Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I bet Jeff Hardy seemed to be really over on this show. Same thing with Matt, of course, and Bray Wyatt. That pairing seems to be working really well so far.
And Finn Balor probably wants his Under Armour back. It looked like Jeff was borrowing Finn Balor's Under Armour there.
Ah, okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah, at least Finn Balor's not doing the blue tights anymore.
Well, give it time. There'll probably be other colors on his tights too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, your voice sounds really sore. I bet you were singing along with Elias and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, trying to chant what I wanted to chant with the Roman boos, that's pretty much how I lost most of my voice the last 2 nights. There were some fans, like, you could tell, I'd hear them behind me a couple rows, like, hey, you want to beat up a Roman fan tonight? I think it's just, that's why I've always been a wrestling fan.
Right.
That stuff pops me.
Yeah. Well, you got SmackDown Live tomorrow night, so one more show for you, and then you're finally heading home.
Yep.
It's gonna be an interesting show tomorrow night. I'm guessing it's gonna be most of the same fans. Maybe some people left. Maybe it'll be some casual New Orleans fans, but I'm guessing there'll still be a good amount of hardcore fans there for the show, like you.
Yep, and hey, someone saw me after Raw tonight. It happened so fast. Who did Jeff Meacham beat and shut out in the trivia challenge?
Daniel Jobber? Oh no! It was Steve-O.
Steve-O, yeah. So he did a selfie with me. He's probably going to send it to you online. So that was real cool,
Nice.
To be in New Orleans and see somebody that watches us and was on a trivia challenge with Jeff.
Very cool.
That was awesome. So I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. Very,
very cool moment. And I'm sure, in June for Money in the Bank, we're going to meet up with some people. You'll get to see a lot of people. Stephen Osborne is confirmed. He'll be coming to the show with us.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we're doing NXT and Money in the Bank, right?
Yep, NXT and Money in the Bank. Going to be a great weekend.
That's all I got.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and I'll talk to you tomorrow after SmackDown.
Yes, see you later.
All right, have a good night, man.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, so that was Virtue calling in. Tomorrow night is SmackDown Live, which will be the final show of this WrestleMania week/weekend extravaganza. And I will be back tomorrow night for more. Stephen Osborne just sent in a $2 super chat donation. Cannot wait for June. That's right, Stephen, who's been awesome with the super chat donations. Stephen will be there. He's coming to the meetup. He's going to be with us at the NXT and Money in the Bank pay-per-views. If you guys are anywhere near Chicago, if you're going to Money in the Bank, if you're going to NXT, we do have a meetup scheduled in Chicago the day of Money in the Bank. Looking forward to meeting a lot of people. It's in celebration of NoDQ's 20-year anniversary. There's a link in the description box. We got 2 meetups, one in Chicago and then one for Survivor Series weekend in Los Angeles if you're going to be heading out to LA for the Survivor Series pay-per-view. So that's all I got, guys, for tonight. Great show. Definitely was a nice show to have after WrestleMania. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. NoDQ.com has all the very latest. It's been a crazy day for wrestling news. So head over to NoDQ.com, NoDQ.com/news. Lots of posts, lots of updates regarding the fallout from WrestleMania and all the other stuff that's going on right now. What's up with Brock Lesnar? What's his future? Head over to NoDQ.com for the very latest. Like I said, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, right after SmackDown Live, back to the regular schedule. Last week, there was a little bit of an issue because of the predictions, but this week, it will be back to business as usual, right after SmackDown Live for NoDQ Live. I will see you guys tomorrow night.